What's up, everybody? Coach Al here. Welcome back. Welcome to my page. Thank you very much for watching this video. So this video, I needed to take it out of my chest because it's just something that I wanted to give you guys as an information and something in content on why I am who I am, why the devotion, why the motivation, and why I'm always passionate on what I try to not just preach, but just give advice and help people and all my clients and people that I don't even know, and information. So just a little background about me, and when it comes down to this, where did it all begin? I don't even know where to start, as in where do I begin? I was a kid from South America who loved sports, who play sports, who very rarely would sit down still and be able to even study, but I was never into fitness. I think fitness was not something that I ever even thought, even financially, as a passion or as a career, nothing. I think once I started getting older, the kind of like the set point was the fact that I got bullied a lot when I came here to United States, just because of the lack of language, the language barrier. But not only that, I was small as in size, and I was in weight. I was very, very, very skinny. So I got bullied a lot, and I felt like I just, you know, high school years were not really as great, even though I wanted to play some sports, even though I tried out for sports, especially football, because I like that sport. I wasn't unable to do that because of like my height, my size, and how much weight. Even coaches were like, hey, listen, you might be too small for this, you might get hurt, and something my father did not, as the only child, something my dad did not want to go through. He was like, you know what, just don't do it, overprotective. And so it was hard for me growing up until I was 18. A lot of people that go through being either too heavy or too skinny. I'm not trying to say that either way is worse, to be either too fat, too skinny. They both come down to the same situation, as in like you're gonna have negative reaction in it, and you're missing the gray area there of being a normal kid. I understand. Obviously, I don't know the feeling of being too heavy and then understanding of being like that, but I can relate to that. I can respect and I can understand what it is to go through certain type of situation mentally in that. Until I was like 21, 22, it was something that I always struggled. It was something that I was afraid. I didn't have motivation behind it. I was always afraid to even wear a shirt. I was always afraid to wear, even on the summer, wear a tank top. I would get bullied, make fun of, and it just affects you, affects your lifestyle. So me and my cousins, my cousin who was a little bit more active than me, as in like fitness wise, he introduced me into like, hey, why don't we go to a gym? And I kid you not, I had no knowledge behind it, didn't care. I just did whatever I saw it was okay to do. Was I doing the right form? Was I doing the right weight? Was I doing it correctly? I don't know. I don't think my cousin ever guided me in that either, but he would do his own thing. But I would just go literally machine per machine. Oh, this does this. Okay, this does this. Okay, upper body, lower body. That's all I would do. And next day, every day, I would be very, very sore. But then I would go to the gym and do it again. Not understanding the pros, the cons, anything. Nobody guided you there. Nobody guided me. I never asked questions. I never was like anything. So what I started to discover on that is that I was like, you know what, I don't know, maybe I got intimidated a little bit by it because of the amount of soreness I was and didn't know the science behind it. So I would work with my dad as a mechanic, so very physical job. He was a mechanic for trucks, so I'm always lifting stuff. I'm always lifting, like helping things out. It was a very active job that I had with my dad. So really going to a gym, it was something that, oh man, I just worked all day. I don't think I want to do that. But one day I was walking by a gym, and literally it was like something happened that day. I'm still trying to figure out what happened, but I was like, you know what? Let me go downstairs and see. Let me just ask how much it is a month. It was like the very first gym ever, big gym, corporate gym I ever went. It wasn't even a corporate. But I go downstairs. It was in a basement. It was like a movie set, man. It was just going downstairs, like the steam coming. You can smell, and then you open the door, and it's just literally just all you see is machines stacked with other machines. Like there was barely room for anything, like like you see now. But everybody was huge. There were two treadmills. I think was it two? Yeah, two treadmills. That's it. Nothing else. Everything was weights, and all you hear is slamming weights, grunting, huge people. The front desk guy was so big, it was just like I was like afraid to even ask. And it was the name of the gym was Pumping Iron. I swear to God, it was Pumping Iron. Obviously now I laugh about it, but back in the day I was like, oh man, $30 I think. No, it was like $20 per month, cheap. And you know what? I was like, fuck it, $20 a month, fine. So I did it, and I started going there every day, and I would just see what people would do, and I would do it, and that's how I got myself a little bit more into fitness. I liked it. I was like, okay, good. The only setback about that was that while I was doing that, over time, I started getting hurt a lot. Like I'm talking about like every other day I will get hurt, cramps and this and that, and I just like wasn't understanding. One of the guys was like, you know what, you need some protein. I was like, what the hell is protein? So I ended up going to GNC, which I'm not gonna lie, GNC I thought it was like a truck, GNC, but I'm saying like back then GNC I was like, why do they have a GNC in the mall? I never knew they sell supplements. I thought they sold trucks. And when I said, I was like, what the hell do they sell in GNC? I thought they sell trucks. And it was a supplement store. And that's when I would walk in and would just like, they would try to sell me stuff. And I would be like, anything that said size and muscle, I would buy. I would just, like every week that my dad would pay me, I would just go to GNC and just spend money on stuff that I didn't even know what I was taking, and still I would get hurt. Still I would get hurt. What ended up happening was that I wasn't doing things right. So I took the initiative. I didn't ask. I was still afraid to ask. I said, you know what? Let me go to a library. Let me see. Let me research this stuff. What is it? What is this all about? What is this? So I started doing that. And when I went to the library, I would bring my dictionary and kind of like really emphasize of like why is going on. And that's little by little I started to understand, the compounds, the muscles a little bit, the movements, chest, biceps, triceps. But for me, the gold standard for me was the bodybuilding style workouts. I never really got myself into other type of training. So it was, for me, it was just like, go to the gym, lift weights, and then go home. That was it. And I started discovering new ways, new programs that I would see, and I was like, all right, these are the things that I have to do today. These are the things. So I started to take an initiative at discovering myself, of becoming really good at it, to the point that other people would see that. It was like, wow, you do this, you do that. And I never even thought of like charging or saying I'm a trainer, nothing. I just did it because I just liked it, and I felt like it was better for me. It suited better. I started getting not hurt. I started developing more adaptation and changing programs. The only thing I was like changing programs, I think every 2 weeks. So it was something that I didn't know still, but I still developed that knowledge. Fast forward that now, one of my mentors who passed away, one of my great ones, he's the one who kind of initiated. He was like, why don't you become a coach? You're really, really understanding things now. And he was a bodybuilder, and he was like, but like your knowledge is increasing more and more every time I see you. Why don't you become a coach? And I was like, I don't know. Fast forward when I was 25, 25. I was turning 25. My son was about to be born, and financially I was struggling. I was a bartender. I was making good money back then, but still, I was like, you know what? but every day I would go to the gym, and that's when I became a coach. I was like, you know what, let me try this out. Let me see what it is all about. If I'm getting paid both ways as a trainer and a bartender, let me see how this goes. And I did. Once I did, I really kind of engaged in it was a challenge now, because now it wasn't really about me anymore. The goal set, or the goal mind of, like, the mindset of, like, becoming a coach was not about you anymore. It was about other people, their lifestyles, their what they had, injuries, that had 2 3 kids, 2 3 jobs. And I kind of like intimidated a little bit, because now it's not just me, like, I'm not in full control of it. But my very first client, it was this 70-year-old man, Jewish man, and very religious, but the nicest man. But he had so many problems, and to the point that my head coach, or the head trainer there, was like, I don't know if you should have him as a as a client. But the guy requested me. He was like, you know what? No, I think I like him as a coach. I think I want to keep him. And I was like intimidated, but I gave him 110% of my emphasis. I really dedicated myself. I did my research. I did everything. I asked a bunch of questions to other coaches. What do I do here and there? And that's how I started developing the love and the passion for fitness, because that man was getting results. That man was happy, smiling, and he was like, thank you, like all these positive things. And that made my day every time. And he was only one client that I had. For 6 months, I had one client, and it was the best client, because I invested so much time for him, and it was working, and I felt passionate about it. And just something in my head clicked, and I said, you know what, I all of a sudden, I love what I do. Like, I love this. I love helping people. I'm discovering more about the physio, like the movements of the body, of how amazing our body is. And that's when I became not just a coach, but like I just like fireworks in my head, and just kind of like understood why. And I said, you know what, let me give this a try. Let me really invest time on this. Let me see if I can make this at a career. Can I do this for the rest of my life? And little by little, years were going by. Not only was I increasing in clientele, but I was increasing in knowledge. I was increasing in networking. I was increasing on knowledge overall. And now I am a great coach. I love every single client. I devote 110% to all my clients. Every time I talk to them, every single client to me is a number one client, and it's something that I cherish and I appreciate, and it's something that I love to do. And I'm constantly increasing my knowledge, because at the end of the day, I think that's the only way you're gonna keep up with the fitness world nowadays. So I think that's a little background. I tried to do it as fast as I could, but that's how I became who I am now. Things have changed though. Developing new studies, new routines for myself. I kind of like I'm staying away from bodybuilding right now as much as possible, just because I'm discovering new things with my own body. I wanna see things. My mindset is not anymore about how I want to be big. My mindset now is more like I want to be functional. I want to be able to be 67 years old and be able to hang out with my kids. It's my kids. It's something that I want to do, and I think that 25-year-old guy who wanted to be as big as possible, slowly but surely became very mature and understood that, you know what, it's not just that. And that's just me. That's just me. Everybody has a different mindset, but that's just me. I tried to hit that threshold. I never wanted to be a bodybuilder. I never wanted to compete. I never had that mindset as a lot of people now do. Like, I want to be a bodybuilder. Well, then invest the time on it. No, I just wanted to be as big as possible because of the amount of stress that I had, because I was so skinny. Simple as that. Hopefully, guys, I know it's a long video. I'm sorry. I try my best, but I hope you watched this whole thing, and if you did, I am thankful. If you have any questions, I don't know, you can ask. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing it by myself, and I am psyched to be giving you as much information as I can, and with content. Please follow me on my Instagram, Unleash Fit. You can also follow me on Facebook. Subscribe. You'll be getting a lot more shorter videos than this, but I'm gonna make my best to do that. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little story. All right. Have a day. All right. Bye.